It's me, Ariel Searching Colin Rashid. I'm an anthropologist and sociologist. Listen. Spying. Why would people spy on you? First thing first, this message is not for those who are paranoid or who are on their way to paranoia. If that's you, please go in therapy and look for help, please. This message is only for people who want knowledge about spying, or for people who suspect that spies have been sent into their lives. However, if you are always suspecting people to harm you, you need help. Or if you're really in a dangerous environment, get out, please. Okay, let me continue with the lesson. What is spying? Spying is when society wants to stop something. And to stop it, they send agents to hinder you. That is what spying is. So, spying can involve technological gadgets like you see in movies. For example, hidden cameras or hackers who hack your computer. All of that can be involved. But understand this, spying existed long before the computer technology that we have today. Spying is as old as ancient times. The methods of spying developed over time. For example, during ancient Egypt, spies would have to be in person somewhere, and they would have to have a network of messengers riding on horses or camels to transport messages. Today, they use mobile phones. So the methods change over time, but it comes down to the same thing. Society wants to preserve an outcome, namely that the public is at ease, and anything that endangers the status quo, they seek to hinder. So a spy is someone sent by society to hinder you or to hinder what you're involved with. Now, this is how it goes. Let's take any country. Let's say you have a communist country. Let me take an example. Let's say you had Mozambique. Okay, let me use Mozambique example. Let's go back in time when Mozambique was under socialist or communist rule. In that society, there was a status quo. Everyone works for the party, the Communist Party. And let's say now you have someone in Mozambique who started his own business overseas. He couldn't start his own business in Mozambique because, according to law, only the Communist Party is allowed to open businesses. So this guy is just living there. But he has revenue coming from the outside. And because his revenue is able to live a bit more of a luxurious lifestyle. Now, him living this luxurious lifestyle in a legal way, because it's legal to own business overseas, just not in Mozambique. So he has a loophole in the law he's using. So the police cannot arrest him because he's not breaking the law. However, what he's doing is disrupting the ease of society. So people begin to talk about him. This guy always drives nice cars. This guy always has has fancy clothes. So eventually, people are going to be fed up with him because they think, hold on a minute, all of us just have to go to work and come home and be loyal to the Communist Party. We notice you're loyal to the Communist Party, but at the same time, we see you having all these extra benefits. So at some point, the leverage that this guy, let's call him Moses, has is going to annoy the public. But because he's not breaking the law, for example, he's not selling drugs, he's not stealing, he's not committing fraud, because he's not breaking the law, they can't use that as an excuse to stop him. So what will happen is that at some point, either voluntarily, someone will approach him to quote-unquote befriend him, and this individual will pass on information what goes on to the community as a gossiper. Or it can be an organized attempt by either the government or by some criminal organization where they send someone into his life to gather information. And this information will be used against them. So in this case, Moses may have a business overseas in Portugal. But the business overseas may be involved in some shady practices. Again, Moses did nothing wrong. But the people now that find out about this can say, oh, Moses, you are a two-faced asshole because you just want to take advantage of the ones that colonized in the past, and you don't want to go collaborate with us. They will come with some type of bullshit accusation against Moses based on the fact he has a leverage in daily life. And because they have more information about his leverage, they can use all those bullshit accusations to hinder and sabotage leverage. That is the purpose of spying. Now let's use a modern example now. You have social media. You're not active that much on social media. But one day you get a friend request. It's from one of your cousins. And you think, okay, this cousin is more on social media than I am, and the cousin never even bothered to add me for the past 5 or 8 years. Out of blue, your cousin adds you. And because it's a relative, you think, I'm going to accept him. I'm going to accept him into my friend list. So you don't think much of it because you think, I don't have much on social media anyway. Then, a few weeks later, you hear from your employer that there's been a meeting and they've decided to lay you off. I ask them, what the heck, why? And the employer could not give details, but the employer told them, listen, there's a police investigation going against you. And we can't have this with this company. It's going to destroy the reputation of the company, we will lose clients, and we can't risk that. So the guy, let's call him Peter, got fired. So Peter began to think, hold on a minute, police investigation? Thing is, Peter never received any police officers at his house, never did police contact him about anything. Now, this is what happened. That cousin of Peter was involved in criminality. And by this cousin having Peter in his friend list, Peter became a suspect. Peter became a suspect too because Peter works in finances. And Peter's cousin is often laundering money. So, because Peter has knowledge of finances and Peter knows the loopholes in the financial world, in the viewpoint of the police, Peter became a suspect. But they could not confirm whether Peter was involved or not. So that's why they did not approach Peter, they were gathering evidence. However, the rumors already were out there that Peter was likely involved in money laundering. Now, to the public, it doesn't matter whether a rumor is true or not. The fact there's a rumor about you out there that's negative already means that they will develop second thoughts about you. And everyone associated with you, including your workplace. So, now you know why that cousin added Peter. Because that cousin, as well as many other people, they did not want Peter to continuously grow financially, and they're the ones struggling in criminality. So jealousy and envy motivated them to want to stop and hinder Peter's financial flow. And they realized that Peter's job is his main source of income. If Peter would lose that, Peter would be on the same level as them struggling. So them wanting to stop Peter motivated them to come with a plot to hinder Peter's finances. And the way they hindered it is by association. So in this case, that cousin was a spy. He was a spy. The community was complaining about Peter having the financial leverage he had. They wanted it to stop because Peter advancing in life is making them look bad because they're doing nothing in life but criminality or being under lazy ass. And the community around them, around those people also tolerate it. So the community as a whole did not benefit from Peter having a financial increase. But because he could not just stop his financial increase, and because nobody wanted to actually commit a crime against Peter by robbing him or attacking him or blackmailing him, they came up with the plan, you know what? The easiest way for us to hinder him is by polluting his reputation through association. Now, that is why I'm telling you, spies will never come and tell you I'm a spy. Of course, they wouldn't do that because if they would do that, the whole mission has failed. A spy can either be a relative or someone close to you, or it could be a complete stranger. What it comes down to is a spy is an agent sent to hinder you. Whether they transfer information to a third party, whether it's a government or a criminal organization or not, is irrelevant. They appear right before or right when you're having a breakthrough. So the timing that they arrive in your life is also suspicious. And one thing about spies is, if they are sent directly by an organization, whether it's the government or some criminal network, they will be fishing for information. They won't just bluntly ask you the questions, because you're going to think, whoa, why are you asking me all those deep questions suddenly? No, they will start a conversation. They will tell you, hey, Rashid, can you help me with something? I have an issue right now. You think, well, whatever, I help you out. You help them out, and while you help them out, you have a small relationship with them. And during this small relationship, it's not a close relationship or anything like that, but during this casual relationship you have with them, by helping them out, they end up gaining information. Either information about your current situation or information about what you're up to next. And then that spy will reveal what he found out to the ones that sent him, and they will come with a measure to counter your future plans. So let's say someone asks you, hey, Kevin, can you help me with my car, please? My car broke down. And you think, hey, give me an half hour, I'll be right there. You go there to fix the car. While fixing the car, you have a small chat with them, and you briefly tell them, I might move out, man. This neighborhood is crap. Okay, it was just a casual conversation. You haven't revealed anything deeper. I think you just revealed, I might want to leave this neighborhood. Next week, suddenly you're invited to parties. Or maybe not invited to parties, suddenly you get a debt collector coming after you out of the blue for a debt that doesn't even exist. When you suddenly have the debt collector coming after you next week, or you're suddenly invited to a party out of the blue, you think, I'm never invited to parties. Or you think, this debt doesn't even exist, what the heck? But you don't make the connection with the small talk you had a week earlier with the individual you helped out with your car. Because it doesn't appear to be a connection. I agree with you, but there is a connection. This individual went behind your back, revealing your intention that you want to move out, and you moving out would mean that some people would lose a scapegoat to blame. Them losing a scapegoat means they now have to face themselves. So they want to keep you there as a victim to escalate upon. Or it can be that you moving out would look bad on them because they've stayed there their whole life, still now, they haven't done anything. So you moving out and achieving something elsewhere will make them look bad. So now they want to block your future. This is how spying goes. So you recognize a spy by the timing that they arrive in your life. And you can only examine the timing if you are aware of what goes on around you. If you're not aware of what goes on around you, you cannot check the timing. And that's why you have to learn to reflect regularly. You have to self-reflect regularly so you can notice the timing in your life. A spy only arrives when you're about to have a breakthrough, when you're in a transition. What if a spy is not sent by an organization, but they just voluntarily decided to check out on you to see where they can hinder you? That also happens. In that case, there is no employer that sent them, and there's no actual financial reward for them selling you out. But they hope to get a pat on the back. You also have such spies, people that by their own accord decide to hinder you just to get praise from the public who can't stand you. So let's say you have a guy called Bob, and people in the community don't like Bob. They talk shit behind Bob's back. Now, you may have an individual deciding to make a false accusation against Bob out of the blue. But first they approach Bob, act like they're friendly, all that, and suddenly they rat him out. Did anyone send this individual literally say, hey, go befriend Bob and then set him up? No. But the public wanted to see Bob go down. So this individual picked up what the public wanted. And just like evil spirits, he decided to take advantage of what the public wanted. So now, this individual acts out what the public wants. Even though the public didn't specifically and explicitly ask them to do it, he's still answering their call. People want to see Bob go down. But let's say Bob is aware of the timing and he picks up, I just signed another trade deal, or I just got married, or something good just happened in my life. So that this happens. Bob figures out, don't mean the time is off. So Bob begins to pray, decree, and declare to uproot whatever goes on. And long story short, you have a whole series of disasters happening in the community as a result. And suddenly, the false accusation is forgotten. And Bob figured out, so the community wanted me to go down. That's why this individual was motivated to do this towards me. So, again, spies can either be sent by an organization, whether it's the government or a criminal network, but it can also be that some people just volunteer themselves to hinder you just to get a pat on the back from the people around them. Now, whether they get this pat on the back or not is irrelevant. They are motivated for this pat on the back to make life hard on you. Yes, there will be people out there who are motivated to make life hard on you just so they can get a pat on the back approved from the community around them. There are many people like that. As a matter of fact, most spies are exactly like that. If they don't get the pat on the back from the community, they'll get upset and take it out on someone else because they're cowards. But nevertheless, they are motivated to do it. So not every spy gets paid in financial revenue. And some spies who are work sent organizations, they may get a bag of weed or a half hour for free with a prostitute. They may get some cheap, quote-unquote, benefits here and there. Well, whatever you can call benefits. But again, most spies are not sent by an organization. They are people who volunteer themselves to hinder you because they agree with the public against you. But because they side with the public against you, they have to pretend like they're on your side. Now again, not everyone that approaches you, asking for help or looks for a connection with you is a spy, okay? So don't be paranoid. But just understand, spies exist and they do operate. But hey, again, let's go back to the beginning of this message. What is spying all about? It's when society wants to stop something. There's something about to happen that people don't want to take place. So now they want to hinder whatever's about to happen. If you broke through financially, they now don't want your financial impact to affect them. So now they'll either try to sabotage your finances or try to cancel you so you will face financial hardship. So that's why you have those spies coming at you out of the blue. Or it can be you're about to break through and now they want to stop your breakthrough. Sometimes you'll even have people coming after you to take your life, whether they're sent by a criminal organization or whether they're just a volunteer from the public. Sometimes you'll even have people coming to take your life if you're about to break through and your breakthrough is going to make the public look bad. So spies exist. Just don't become paranoid, think everyone around you is a spy. Don't do that. If you notice that someone's presence in your life is suspicious, just do your research. Don't linger around in suspicion. That's unhealthy. Don't just come up with false accusations, just accuse someone without any proof. Do your research and check the timing. When you do your research and you check the time and you figure out this individual is still suspicious, then keep your distance from that individual. Simple as that. And if you notice through proof that people are really after you, then get out of that situation. Simple as that. That's why a lot of those YouTubers who keep talking about gang stalking all the time, and it stays still in the same situation, I'm sorry, I doubt whether you're truly targeted as you say you are. Because if you're truly targeted, you wouldn't have the time to keep making videos about it over and over again. If people are targeting you because they want you to go down, wouldn't they have taken you out a long time ago? Or wouldn't they put you in a mental asylum a long time ago with some weird explanation? Why, if people are after you, would they give you the opportunity to keep recording the proof over and over again? Why would a perpetrator or a criminal give you the opportunity to gather proof against them? They wouldn't. If they want you to appear paranoid so they can lock you up in a mental asylum, then that's something that can be achieved very quickly. But this wouldn't take years. So again, if you know this, by proof, so it's proven that you're targeted, get out of the situation. Simple as that. Well, that's it for now. Keep it clear in Christ and be at peace.